This is the Surefire Fantasy Football Podcast, streaming live from the basement with your hosts, William Schumann, Michael Lovett, and Zach Bunting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Back.
We are back.
Welcome back.
We are welcome back.
This is Mike.
Yeah. So, I think the best play for us at this point is to just go with this one. Because we've tried this a couple times, which is being generous. We've tried it so many times. We're
It's
a little
so
giddy.
hard.
There's giddiness in the air, because you know why?
I went too many beers.
There's been a few
I've
beers. It's taken a little bit.
I've had one too many.
I was going to roll it into because fantasy football is back.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
I'm a little nervous for the camera.
The camera part is weird. You might
Yeah.
notice
Yeah.
there is
really
a
weird.
camera now.
You're seeing us, and I can see you clearly.
Unless they're listening.
So,
Oh, that is an option.
yeah, but what we did is we did the draft lottery. We did it with the camera, and we had no problem with it, I feel like.
Yeah, it
But
was
now
not-
it's been really weird.
Well, that
so.
wasn't podcasty though. We just kind of like, yeah.
You know why?
That was just for us.
Someone told you to be famous today, and that stuck with me.
It did.
And I feel like I had to be
today.
And
picture
now we
perfect.
are.
We are.
Yeah, we're famous now.
This
really
podcast
are.
is fucking legit.
Although, can we comment on that intro? That we are trying to make things better, but that intro is
So
Booty.
bad.
not going to
Booty.
stay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not staying.
So yeah. Anyways, we tried the intro, and I'm sorry, this one's still kind of fucked up, but we tried the intro so many times, and there is some giddiness in the air. So we're gonna roll with this, especially since, let's be honest, this one is for
It's like a special
us.
intro.
This is for the crew. This is for the Claybrook clan, the wherever the fuck Dalton lives clan.
He's in Indy, apparently. He's
yeah,
going
the
to be
Indy
there.
clan.
I'm excited to meet
But
him.
Jordan
Jordan ain't
is
gonna
not
do it.
going to be at
That's
the
fine.
draft.
Jordan has canceled on us. He's the
What a
only
shame.
one.
But speaking of
the
Jordan,
champion.
we got to congratulate him, right?
Nah.
I don't
Nah,
want to.
Congratulations
I mean-
on not coming to the draft, you fuck.
Nah, congrats, man.
He deserved
Well
it.
deserved. Well deserved.
I think for the regular podcast,
For winning
maybe
last
shouldn't
year.
cuss as much. As I'm not
That's been you pretty
but for
directly.
this one,
Yeah.
I'm just not thinking about it. But for this one, let's be honest, this one's fine.
But yeah, congrats, Jordan, on winning the championship last year.
Yes, here is your trophy
Your name is on the Surefire trophy.
on the back. So
Rated.
we can see it, you cannot.
You cannot.
Should
Should have been mine. That should have been the two-time.
the two-time. What,
Nah,
hey,
there's only one
for a
two-time.
second. Who dat?
Dr. Disrespect.
Wow.
Are you impressed?
I'm surprised. Is this because Logan loves him so much?
And Brad.
Yeah, I mean, Brad and Logan love him. I mean, he's funny. But
We're now on his platform. We're there. We made it.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Knock 'em off.
Pat's on this platform too.
We're gonna knock him off.
Two
Wait,
girls,
Surefire.
one cup.
What?
We're basically like 3 girls, 1 cup.
3 dudes.
Three dudes.
One trophy.
One podcast.
That's the name of this podcast.
Okay, that was weird. Okay, but
3
that's all
dudes,
right.
1 trophy.
Derailed a little bit.
Derailed, all right, but
It's okay.
But speaking, we talked about the draft a little bit.
Yeah.
It's this Sunday. Sunday Fun Day. I'm excited. It's like a national holiday.
yeah, it should be fun. I
You know,
love
you
it.
have the
It's
second
always
pick.
fun.
You do, right?
No, he has the first.
pick.
You have the first pick
Mm-hmm.
after coming second in the draft.
Yep.
Okay.
Exciting times. After
Where did
coming-
Dalton finish? Who's got second? Was he low?
No, he had this. He got second in the loser bracket, so he had the second highest.
Okay,
odds.
so his makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
But Jordan's actually kind of high up, or he was.
Yeah, he has 4th pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I ended up with the 10th, which I was surprised I was able to get because I had the second last pick, I think, in terms of where I was allowed to choose. And the
Yeah.
10th just, which I'm shocked by. You get the back-to-back in the first and second, and then the back-to-back in third and fourth.
I'd say.
Everyone has different strategies going into
I
it.
think
Yeah.
You
people
know?
don't look at it as I now have the first pick in the second round and the first pick in the third round. People look at it as, oh, where am I taking my very first pick at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's those picks, honestly, and you took one of them like 7 and 8. I would have thought one of them would have taken 10 before them, but everyone has a plan.
I will say I think we did a little early this year. I would have changed on where I went. So, but
Based on some injuries and stuff.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
We mostly because somebody, I won't say who, decided to pick their pick super early.
Yeah. Should we run down the draft order?
Yeah, we probably should. I know that based on odds, Zach had the second last. Jordan had the last, and they are both in the top 4. So that's crazy. And I had the second best odds or third best odds, I think.
Fourth.
Was it fourth? I got
Yeah,
last.
because you were last. Yeah.
It was you, Logan, Dalt, Coleman.
Yeah. Basically,
Reverse.
the odds did not. I mean, they were weird.
Yeah, I can't believe the way it worked out.
I still think Zach may have cheated.
I did.
Definitely.
Yeah. So the draft order is going to be this guy first,
Najee Harris.
Dalton second,
Who we love.
James Conner, right?
Yep.
Coleman third,
Derrick
Jordan
Hen-
fourth.
Derrick Henry right there.
That will be Derrick Henry. I
Probably.
bet
Who
my
knows?
paycheck on it.
Well, now he's not going to.
That would be awesome if we were able to persuaded him because of this.
But Dalt's going to take him.
Hey,
Jordan
Henry's
4,
too good.
Kevin 5, Logan 6, Brad 7, Mike 8, Robin 9, me, William 10, or as Zach has it, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J.
Now, hey, I do have a question for you, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
You had the third option. You were the only one that kind of broke the norm, and you swayed away from those top 5 guys. Why'd you go 8?
So I don't want to give away like my whole strategy,
You
but
give away. Well, like,
yeah.
what interests you? What intrigued you?
I like.
Like, who are you taking first?
Well, I mean, it first was taken right by the time I got there, but I like the second round. I like getting an early guy in the second round, so I go for more.
You want more of the depth. in that
Defense.
more
premier.
depth, defense early,
You want
and
the
then
first
quarterback obviously in the first round, and then defense second round.
QB, defense.
No, I like more
tight end.
depth though than one really good player. That's kind of where I always
Yeah, I agree with
favor.
that.
So
I think, was I first last year? And I was, right? And I got McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I did not work.
Here's hoping I'm all in on one player.
Is it McCaffrey?
I mean, it's tough not to
Najee
be.
Harris.
Najee Harris.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First overall pick.
It would be fun if you did that.
We'll talk about some money.
Yeah, basically,
All about the money.
we're just gonna kind of go over. I'm sorry, I have a frog in my throat now.
We all do.
We've been really hyper and laughing a lot. Our throats are messed up. We're gonna go over what this year is gonna be like compared to last year. Differences. I don't think anyone super loved the bonus payout thing we tried last year. I mean, did you guys love it? It was a cool idea.
I
but
like the addition, but then it adapted as the year went.
You didn't find yourself like during the games being like, oh, I think I'm winning
care.
this, or I'm
Yeah.
trying to win this. I think my team's gonna.
It's kind of hard to keep track of
Yeah,
too, at the same
exactly.
time. So
Yeah.
changed it and everything.
I wasn't in love with it. So
So this year, what we're doing, have we actually told anybody about this, or are we just? Now
I think we
announcing
mentioned it at the end of the year, but I
Yeah,
don't think
everyone
we
agreed at the end of the year.
fully
Been some
mentioned it
murmurs.
yet.
So yeah, so this is exciting new stuff. I'd be surprised if anyone doesn't enjoy this the way our group is. But I think how much money did we allot to the bonus money last year? $10.
Same thing.
$10.
Still $10
Per
allotted
person.
to the bonus money. This year, that money goes to gambling.
Yes.
Oh, we're all about gambling here.
We really are.
Yeah, so basically, there's going to be odds per matchup between us.
So we're gonna develop odds each week, and you're gonna be able to bet on each particular matchup that you want, or you get allotted $5 per week. Correct? Is that what we decided on?
Yeah, I think
$5 per week,
max on it.
and you get to use those $5 and place bets on what you would like.
5 per week.
Yeah, for each person, $5 per week.
A max of $5 bet that you can make.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but you only have 10. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
then-
So if you like it for the first 2 weeks and say you lose, unfortunately,
Yeah.
you can throw more in if you would like, but you have $10 throughout the year to decide what you want to do with it.
Or your
So-
entry fee.
So, yeah, so a couple of things on this. First off, if you, let's say, aren't participating in it, which I'd be shocked if people don't, but if you end up not using all of your $10, that money will go back into the league. No one's getting your money. But you will not get your money either. You can't say, hey, I'm not going to gamble this to keep $10. Now, if you want to gamble your $10 on really easy bets,
That's fine.
Then, yeah, that's fine.
Honestly, that's part of
yeah,
gambling.
totally fine.
Yep.
But you can't gamble on, or sorry, you can't. If you don't gamble, I don't know if we will put it into the winners jackpot or if we'll put it into the league in some other way. We'll figure out how that money will go in.
Yeah, if someone doesn't,
We'll see. I don't think
go.
there's going to be a crazy amount, so it'd probably just go into the...
Also we know that $10 over the course of a year, 17-week season is not a lot. So if you happen to run out of your own money, your gambling money that
You're
you're
allotted.
allotted.
You're allotted $10.
You can use your own. Now it's still the same $5 max
yeah.
bet.
Yep.
So it'd be per bet, but I don't think we will have an incredible amount of bets. I would say you can't do
$5 is the max because we are going to be the house, us three.
And we don't want to
So
get
we won't be gambling personally.
Yeah.
And any any winnings that we receive, it's going to go towards the fantasy.
The league.
We won't be
yeah.
we're not,
Trophies, podcasts.
we know that we have a
Example,
good
yeah.
chance of winning money as the house, although it's hard to do it with fantasy football. I think that's probably a reason that that's not really super a
No,
thing.
yeah.
So I could see us also
Unpredictable.
losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's
but
going to be
no
fun.
matter what, if we do happen to make bank, we aren't keeping that money. So it's going to go to the league in some way. Zach's mentioned already getting a new trophy. But whatever it's going to be going to the league.
And then we're gonna have a podcast where we explain why we're broke.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
but
we haven't
clean
talked
this
about
out.
maximum amount of total bets. So the maximum bet you can make, right? 5.
$5 for the whole week, so you can sprinkle your bets. I would say on multiple matchups, you want to do a dollar
So you
here,
would
a
say
dollar
$2,
let's use the
$2
total
one.
bet that we
total
got.
bet $5 for the
So the
week.
most you can
That
make
works.
would be 5 bets, 5 $1 bets.
Exactly.
And obviously they won't be all even odds. There's going to be ones. That,
Yeah, it'll
you're not gonna
fluctuate.
win much. Just going to be ones you can win a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that more in the next podcast of the exact odds for matchups when we have actual matchups and over/unders and stuff like that. But I think it's gonna be fun. Again, you have the option after your $10. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But I think it'd be something really fun we implement. So
It'll
be a
get
good
really
fucking-
fun
It'll
at
be
the end of the
good
year,
it'll be a good 2-week trial period to see if it's
Yeah.
good too.
So something we have talked about too is guests. Last year we had guests on quite a bit. This year we don't want to kick out guests. We still want to have. In fact, we'd love to have guests. One of the things we want to kind of do would be if a guest is on, they get to be an odds maker for not the whole thing, but they would get to pick like I don't know if we've decided matchups odds or if we've decided like they get to put in a prop type bet.
Yep.
But they would get to be involved in it somehow.
We want to keep the league involved, and
Yeah. Now, if they were to do that, they would be, they would get to keep the winnings they made on it, or the losses. They'd have to eat the losses they made on it. So they'd have to be okay with doing that if that were to happen. But yeah, we do want to do that, and also it'd be nice to get everybody on the podcast at some point.
it would be great.
But,
Even
fun,
we talked
yeah.
about trying to do a call in, but we still got to work out some
calling
technology
would probably
issues.
it'll probably be difficult.
Yeah.
But also, we
I
don't
think
want to
it'll be
have, the same people on like 2 or 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
We want to try to avoid that. So I mean, if you have a time you think you can do it, let us know, and then we'll figure out from there.
What we can
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I definitely think, the gambling is still a work in progress. So if you have any ideas, comments, or concerns, I think we're still open on that because that is still something we're not sure. That's completely different. It's a
Yeah,
lot
this is
easier.
kind of our biggest
question mark.
like our biggest. It's not really a question
Yeah,
mark. Well,
biggest
it's
change.
our biggest change.
Yeah.
yeah.
We know what we want to do, but how last year Fab, it took us a while to get acquainted and used to it. It's going to be the same kind of thing with this. Like,
We've had
I'm
Fab
sure
for a
there's
couple
going to be.
years.
I'm sure there's. Or was it? No, it was last year. My first change to Fab, right?
I can't remember honestly.
No, we've
I
had
don't
it a
remember
couple
at all.
years.
Well, whenever we changed to
Yeah.
Fab. Anyways, I do think it was last year.
No.
I can't remember.
With the gambling, I'm sure in the early weeks there's going to be problems. Either we're going to have
I
way
think the
too
house
good
is gonna
odds.
get reamed.
Either
in
the house will get
first
reamed
week.
or the
Yeah,
house
we
will
won't know
get
what we're doing
Yeah.
rich.
then.
Yeah. Whatever happens, don't just destroy us with your words. We will progress. Just like whenever we first started Fab, people were spending too much early, and then it became a problem throughout the year because they didn't realize how. You learn as you go along.
Yep.
Let's just see how it goes at the end of the season, and
Yeah.
then we can reassess.
I don't want to speak for you guys, but if someone else wants to be the house for a week, they can be, so that way we can gamble. But we're kind of just biting the bullet, so that way everybody else can gamble.
Oh, and we did talk about, so if we do have that, I don't know if it has to be a guest on the podcast, so I would say they get priority. But if we can't get a guest on a podcast, we give somebody a prop bet or a couple prop bets.
Yeah.
We ourselves could bet on those games that we didn't.
Somebody
make
not
odds
making
for.
the odds.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out how that's going to work later on. But we do want to be able to bet in a way. We just don't know how that will work yet.
Yeah, we want to be fair.
Yeah.
But in a sense, we are playing for a pretty big chunk of cash, even beyond the gambling funds.
Yeah, it's just $100 for gambling, so
It leaves quite a bit of money left.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite regular season champion?
it's got to be $50, right? You got to get something for winning, right? The regular season. I think it's it's crazy we hadn't done it. I think we did it last year for $50, right?
Did Kevin?
I know, but I think it
You
it
lost
makes it
the
better.
First time. We gave you some money and you said I'm not winning the regular season anymore.
I know. It's
a
whatever.
shame.
It's whatever. But that is $50. So, and then our champion will receive $77.50, right?
$7.50.
So less than the regular season. Now they'll receive $750.
With second
Receiving $100.
getting their money back. So all in on the champion. So we're vying for it. So
Yeah.
ooh.
I think it's a good way to do
we
it.
kind of threw out the idea of something for whoever scores the most points in the regular season, and I have made this decision on the spot without these guys' approval right now. That person gets a high five.
I hate it.
I like it.
Every single person in the league, the first time they see you after it's over, after the season's over, has to give you
Or
a
a
high
slap
five.
on the ass. I mean, whatever you
Otherwise,
want.
that person gets spanked.
Oh,
Yeah, if they don't give you a high five.
wait. That's going full circle. Who's really winning in that
How
scenario?
much you want to bet nobody remembers this whatsoever at the end of the season?
I'm
Why
going to
not?
make sure
That's
of it.
fine.
No
I'm
chance.
going to make sure of it.
Okay, let's move on. So we've done gambling, trading. Oh yeah, I forgot we did this. Okay.
Yes. We implemented part of it last year, and it worked out well. I mean, we have a league that loves to trade, I think. So
I think it makes it the best part of it.
yeah, it does. Did you hear Kevin say he wasn't gonna trade, and now he's limiting himself to one per week?
First,
Monday wasn't going to trade. Now.
Yeah.
I think it was
And
first
then-
day he decided, who wants to trade
And then
draft
he
picks?
was the
Kevin-
first one to do draft picks.
Kevin will trade more than everybody else, like always, no matter what he says. That's just what Kevin does.
It's tough.
But I don't think trading has changed. We did this last year, right? Where
Yep.
all except for the two people involved in the trade.
Nope. This is a little bit of an adaptation. We did majority last time.
Did we do majority?
Yeah.
Oh.
But we never had anything run across except the Coleman and Brad trade were the only controversial ones.
Yep.
So.
Basically, every single person in the league who's not in the trade
So
has
the
to
8.
say, hey, this trade isn't fair. Otherwise, let's just not make it a big deal. Like, it's going to happen. I promise at least once, if not multiple times this year, there will be trades that people are just going to be like, that's crazy unfair. If you go back and look on a lot of these trades, no matter how unfair it looked, it didn't always play out that way. In fact, a lot of times it played out the other way.
No, it's funny if you-
just how it goes down.
If you listen to our old podcast and you hear us fighting about a trade or something, and then now you have that information, it's kind of comical because you're like, oh wow,
Yeah,
that individual
exactly.
was right or what.
That's
But
how we
They-
figured
they
it
were
out.
I always
True,
like the
got
way
it.
that you frame it because like at the end of the day, someone is happy. You know, and usually it's the person who initiates
the person
the
did
trade.
it, they did
too.
it for a reason.
Yeah.
You don't, yeah.
You might absolutely need a piece, and you've tried shopping it around, and no one's offering you anything better. If you're complaining about a trade, it means that you didn't, you could have taken advantage of it in your own way and gotten that player for
Now,
somebody better.
honestly, I think it's just jealousy at the end of the day. You wish you would have had the trade.
Yeah.
Well, and
It's what it
even
is.
beyond that, a lot of it is tied to the names. Like
Yeah,
people do
names are
focus on the
everything.
names
Yeah.
or they remember where they were drafted, but like
Yeah.
we all know it's going to change throughout the year. So who knows where it's at? I mean, I think you were shopping David Montgomery. He was terrible, and then he went off the last 4 weeks.
Yep.
And so it's hard to know. It's really hard to know. But
And and this is also the reason we implemented, because of Mike's idea, and a couple years ago, I think we implemented the trade deadline. So I mean, the way we have it set up, you can't be. First off, we have money in this. Everyone does, so we're not
yep.
tanking.
Well, and you're playing for draft
We're not tanking for
lottery.
draft picks.
Yep.
Because the losers bracket plays 4 picks.
The winner.
We're not exactly. We're not tanking for no reason because we're losing money, and we have a trade deadline, so you can't be like, oh, he did this crazy stupid thing at the end of the year so that you could maybe do this, whatever.
Them
the
Love
reason
It
could be.
brothers.
That's no longer a thing. So
That's crazy.
let's just not. That's my rant about that. Let's just try our best not to go crazy about about drafts.
So
Yeah,
we-
and it's possible. It is possible if all 8 people outside of the trade.
Yeah.
Agree,
And you'll know
so.
when that happens. It will be so insanely ridiculous. that-
250 texts.
But I actually, and this is
Couple
maybe a
of-
long shot, but I would appreciate it if when we do that, if we maybe did that between the people not in the trade. Maybe when that happens, we make a group chat
Separate.
or individually text, because it makes everybody butt hurt. It just goes. Like the
Yeah.
people involved in the trade
Yeah.
get all. It just
Get all
becomes a
defensive, yeah.
it just becomes a thing. So let's just try. I'm gonna try my best to not be as
Passionate.
me during the podcast.
Me.
Yeah. I'm a little sarcastic a lot of times, and it doesn't. I've learned.
We love you,
last
though.
year that it
Yeah,
doesn't go
I
over
mean,
well.
it's-
Hey, we got to have a balance in this. It makes it enjoyable to we all got to dog on each other a little bit.
You're definitely the personality.
For better or for mostly worse.
Yep.
Well, I do want to make it clear the trade deadline is pretty much the same as it was last year, except for this year it's a 17-week season, 17 games, and we're gonna make the trade deadline week 10, which will be Monday, November 15th at 12 p.m. Eastern. The time is locked in ESPN, so I know that's probably not the most ideal time, but that is the only option that we have to set it. So
Works for me. IR spots.
It's 2 weeks before the end of the season, too.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to throw that in there.
It's,
so
it's
that's
actually
why.
a pretty generously late trade deadline. It
Yeah.
seems like it's shortened here week 10, but it's generously late.
Yeah.
The IR spots, I think maybe one or two people talked about wanting them. We're just keeping it the COVID IR.
yep, same
It's-
policy as last year essentially.
If we were going to add IR spots, we would have to shrink the roster by one, and there's just no way. From what I've heard from people, nobody wants that. 'Cause
No.
it already feels like we can't hold enough people in our leagues right now, and I mean, it's kind of, in my opinion, it's part of the fun of fantasy.
I agree.
Like you always do, playing the risk for holding on to those players that are hurt. With IR, I feel like it makes all that a little bit less interesting.
Yeah.
So we're keeping that the way it's always been.
Last year was just crazy with the COVID. I think we figured out some, and the NFL has even adapted new policies.
And I don't think it will be. I
Yeah.
don't think COVID will be as much of a problem this year. And then even when it is, you have the COVID IR.
And we'll work through it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
The season schedule will not be known until either right after the draft or shortly after the draft.
Yeah.
I think we did that last year as well.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you guys know because like we change everything in ESPN, so I don't even know what it's showing right now. But obviously, I don't want that to be any factor of what you're thinking. That is not the accurate schedule you're seeing on there right now because we go through and update everything and do a lot of things even outside of the ESPN platform.
Yep.
So, which is actually kind of ties into the next topic. We
Which I did have pulled up, but I actually forgot to re-pull it up after my computer crashed. So.
We'll just send a text in the group.
Yeah,
There we go.
we'll send a text in the group of our new playoff bracket.
yep.
So we had asked the league, we had sent a couple options out there for the playoffs. And we decided to keep it 6-team playoffs based on popular opinion. The other option I think was 5, a weird 5 that we had it.
It would have been tough to build a bracket off 5.
It's really hard.
Last
Yeah.
year,
honestly.
the weird thing we
Three-way.
tried, which was a cool idea, didn't quite work, was the championship was a 3-way championship. That way the playoffs weren't super elongated, but we still got a good season. It wasn't as exciting. So this year what we're doing is we're doing buys for team 1 and 2.
Correct. Seeds.
And,
Yep.
yes, sorry, seed 1 and 2. And the first week matchup. So these are basically these 4 teams. This is kind of like half of a
Play-in.
wild card is what this is.
Yeah, I
It's a
guess
wild
wild
card
card, yeah.
play-in game type thing. So we'll be playing one game. They're going to have a one-game matchup to see who advances into the final 4 teams. So the 2 teams are getting that. Now that bye actually is a really important thing.
Yeah.
You really do want to.
Regular
Because that's
season.
you can really get screwed in a one-game playoff.
Yep.
Yeah, so the 3 and 6 will play each other, and then the
It
4 and
makes-
5, and then the winners of those will go on according to their seeding. So the lower seed would play 1, and then the next lower seed obviously would play
And the-
2. So
the
and
more
those
I-
will be 2 weeks.
Agree, yeah. And the more I think about it, the more I absolutely love this format. Because
I think so.
I think it does an incredible job of making the regular season super important while still keeping it 6 teams in. So
Yeah.
you can
I
still get
love
in the
it.
playoffs.
Well,
I love that a lot.
We like the 2-week format, and that's what really makes it so difficult to figure it out. But like you just said, I mean, it is the nature of fantasy football, but it really sucks to lose your playoff match just because Le'Veon Bell went off one
Yeah.
week.
So just do better in the regular season and get that bye, and you have a very nice little buffer. Even if you have a bad week in the playoffs, you still have a chance of winning.
And I'm going to take out the number 1 seed.
Naturally, every year.
Or come
that's
back and
okay.
make 6th seed and get through that first round, and then in a 2-week matchup
Yeah.
beat the 1 seed.
I think it's the best of both worlds,
I think
honestly.
I think it's a really good mix. I don't remember if that was on this take. 'Cause we tried this a few times, or if it was before when I mentioned the draft order. Have
Yep.
I mentioned it in this
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so we've mentioned the draft order.
And just one more reminder.
First to last, kind of in the middle. Oh, no, you're late.
He picked
I'm
late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked that.
Draft is when?
Sunday
at 3.
3.
At 3.
Well, we want to start at 3. We do have some people that have some prior obligations after, so just try to show up a little bit early. Ball is life. So try to get there by 2:30, and obviously we'll all be talking and texting that day, and we just want to be ready. Offline draft. We got a draft board, and it's gonna be fun. I enjoy it. It's a lot more enjoyable than just sitting on these laptops or going to B-dubs or anything like that. Yeah.
And I think Jordan said he's FaceTiming in. Is that correct?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know what he's doing. It could be something important, and if that's the case, or something big, like, meeting someone you really care, like, it's more important to you than this. But if it's something that's kind of important, just come, man. Just because we got Dalton coming now.
Yeah.
You are the last one. Just
Excited to
come,
meet Dalton.
please.
Plus, just for you too, because we're doing some segments of the podcast there, and I don't know how we're gonna work out FaceTiming you as well. So
Yeah. And so there's gonna be an element of video and audio, like some recording of the draft.
We're building
the
our
early rounds
platform.
in the draft.
We're trying.
But it's not going to be a live
definitely
thing,
are.
and it will go into that week's episode of the podcast, kind of going over the draft results and stuff like that. We may, if we do a walk-up song type thing, that can't be in the video anyway, so we probably will just avoid the walk-up song, because if I put that on anything, it's going to pick up that there's copyright audio in it, and
It's
it's
gonna get
going away.
I'm sorry,
So-
guys. It was my wonderful idea. I was
Unless we want to
excited.
do walk-up copyright-free music, if you guys really have something exciting for that.
How many
I
of those
got one, I
songs
got
have you listened to?
Hundreds. I guarantee I've heard it.
Yeah.
If you pick a copyright-free song, I've
All
heard
right,
it.
let's
and
do
so
it.
is that guy.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't think we have a whole lot more to say other than
Well,
at the end of this year, I'm going to be doing this.
huh.
Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. When you hand it off to
Yeah.
someone,
Exactly.
or when you sit here and it's staying here, and that's just what you do with it.
Weirdly true.
But there's some exciting news thanks to you
cool.
and Kevin. Something to get the group together to hang out, and usually the football games kind of suck, so
Yeah,
it'll help.
honestly.
But I think we're gonna do poker nights. One week it'll be here at Will's house, and then probably skip a week, and then a week later it'll be at Kevin's at the Claybrook. But gonna host Thursday night football and poker, so twice a month, and just for the peak of the season. So it's pretty exciting. So because we want to gamble more.
So
Yeah, that's all we want to do is just gamble the whole time. We're just trying to get after it.
that's why I'm going to get old. We are getting older.
I mean, that's why I work, is to just give all my money away. So.
You wore the glasses the whole show. I'm
I
proud
did.
of you.
I
That
this
was
is the
cool, that was
look.
cool.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
I think they look good.
So
Something else I do want to say, there's gonna be, and don't be surprised when you see them. There will be some kind of very short throwaway videos, well, not throwaway videos, but not quite league-oriented videos, just kind of going over some players on this channel, this YouTube channel. It won't be called the podcast, and we won't announce it in our group chat, so you don't have to, like, if you see that posted, you didn't miss anything. It's just gonna be like some basically top players of each position. I don't know if they're going to do it with me or not. I'm hoping they will. We might do it after the end of every podcast.
Yeah.
It'll just be, just some general information about players, not anybody's teams, not giving away our, what we want to do. I'm going to wait till after our draft before we start doing that.
let's
there's
save that
nothing
information
given
a little
away.
bit. Yeah.
But yeah, just basically, and it's not going to be for the year. It'll be for the week, each week coming up. There'll be stupid little small videos, but that will be happening.
That sounds good. Yeah,
We're
I think
getting
it'll
there.
be cool.
This took a lot, so thanks to Will.
Yeah,
this
thank you,
has
yeah.
been a process. We've
My
been working
computer's
on a
crashed 4
lot of
times.
things, but the computer, that's what kind of got us giddy, because there was really frustration because his computer went blue screen like 5 times. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna actually try this too, and hopefully go throughout the year and do this. So that's kind of the goal.
Our logo is changing based on what they just did, and it does look good. It looks
I
much
think it looks
better
good.
than the last one. We don't know exactly how we're gonna. There's a lot. There's a lot
there's a
still
lot.
to do.
If you guys have ideas, let us know. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just enjoying this. We're trying to have fun and just keep it with the league, but even try to grow it a little bit. So
It's
just face football season.
Yeah, it's just fun,
Yeah.
fun to do it and hang out. But I think our next podcast will be at the draft, and then we'll have a draft analysis kind of
Yep.
of what we think everyone did. So,
So the difference on this one, though, is this is being recorded, but it isn't being streamed due to just
We'll be
some
streaming it live,
complications.
yeah,
But we will be.
I think the plan is to go live at 8 on Wednesdays.
Yep.
that'll be the goal.
But yeah, other than that, we're looking forward to seeing you guys
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yes.
And hopefully on Thursdays, a decent amount of Thursdays.
Yep.
Right now it's currently at 2 a month, around there, every other week or something like that. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you guys on Thursdays, poker night. Yeah.
Hell, we can live stream that too.
Just get everyone
That'll
tuning
be
in.
entertaining.
Yeah, that could be dangerous.
I think it'll be good for like things like betting in our bets and stuff like that. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, just kind of talk about it. But yeah, I think I'm excited for the year. Let's get it going.
Oh, and something else you guys want to help us tune in on? I know I'm going to make a lot of bets with Will when he says something drastic on this. So if you have any funny ideas on things he'll have to do when he loses, let me know.
And we're not calling it the Wheel of Punishment, but maybe like the Wheel of
Doom.
Unfortune.
Wheel of Doom.
Of Will's future.
WOD.
Anyways, that's gonna be it. Right? Anybody got anything else to say?
See ya.
See ya.
We out of here.
We did it.
We did
We're
it.
definitely rusty.